Just in my late arrival,
Okay,
Judge.
not a problem. Ms. Lucci, good morning, Mr. Medeiros. Good morning, Mr. I have a green sheet dated today. I told you last time what my sentence is going to be in this case. Mr. Dorio, I'm not going to do another, I'm not going to...
Attorney Lowell, yes.
You want to do a colloquy based on that? Fine, but...
What I was going to ask, Judge, not for a change with respect to the sentence. My client has indicated she's prepared to accept the sentence. Your Honor had indicated she would impose. What I am asking, Judge, is this. My client also has a companion case in the Lawrence District Court that is the filing of a false accident report. I have spoken with the Deputy Superintendent of Essex County Correctional Facility. They advised me that there is a program called Women in Transition, which is a secure facility. I'm sure you're familiar with it in Salisbury. They told me that my client would be a good candidate for that program and they were prepared to accept it. But what they did indicate to me was that since it is an Essex County program, the lead case on the sentencing needed to be an Essex County case. So what I'm proposing is this, Judge. My client is scheduled to be in the Lawrence District Court tomorrow morning. I am planning on having her tender a change of plea and asking that a 6-month House of Correction sentence run concurrent with the sentence imposed in this court. What I am asking this court to do is either take the change of plea today and stay sentencing until either tomorrow at 4 o'clock or Wednesday, or take the plea, impose the sentence, and stay its execution until Wednesday, so that I can bring my...
Continue the case until after tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Judge?
Continue the case until after.
Or I mentioned that to my sister. I think that...
Well, Miss, and I'm not suggesting I'm going to do this, but Ms. Lucci, what are your thoughts on what Mr. Dorio was suggesting?
Your Honor, the Commonwealth would be objecting. The Commonwealth does wish to resolve this case today. The victim is present in the courtroom along with his mother. They've been in here every date. This case has been going on since November 18th of 2009. It's gone on long enough. They are been here every day. They need closure in this case. We'd ask that the case end today.
You know, Mr. Dorio, I think, hindsight on my part, but the easier thing to do would have been contact the Medeiros before today, continue this till after the date of Lawrence tomorrow, rather than have the
Judge, I spoke to Ms. Lucci. In fact, I called her last week. This was something that I wasn't able to bring to fruition until I believe it was Thursday afternoon when I was finally able to make that happen. And I just, frankly, I didn't have the forethought to do that. That's probably what we should have done.
Yes, it is what we should have done.
And I accept responsibility for that, Judge. I just, I thought that if we appeared before the court and the court imposed a sentence and stayed at execution, or took the admission and continued the matter for the...
Let me ask the question. What is your understanding is going to happen tomorrow?
If the court affords us this opportunity, we will appear in Lawrence. A change of plea will enter. A 6-month House of Correction sentence will be imposed. My client will be taken into custody, taken to the Middleton Police Department where female prisoners are held, and then she will be brought to framing camp for subsequent classification and interviewed by Women in Transition. This court will impose its sentence. The court is fit to impose its sentence subsequent to the Essex County case. It will run concurrent, but the Essex County case will be considered the lead sentence for incarceration purposes, and it will probably take approximately 2 weeks, I'm told, for the process to be completed.
Are you familiar with the purpose of
Judge, I've heard of this.
Well, here's my concern. I don't know anything about the program.
Judge, I have I did provide my sister with a copy of an outline, essentially, of the program. It's not particularly detailed, but I did have detailed conversations with the Deputy Superintendent. It is a secure facility.
It's a pre-release facility.
No, Judge, it's a secure facility that people
run. It's a pre-release facility. It's drug and alcohol addiction.
But they've added 14 beds, essentially, for
monitoring.
Some of them, not all of them.
I'm not going to go for that.
Judge, is the court...
My understanding is that that's a program that the sheriff would have, complete discretion he has the discretion to put it on electronic monitoring right away, does he not?
But he has, you are going to impose a 6-month minimum mandatory sentence.
I don't remember discussing the minimum.
Well, it's the statute calls for.
But I still think
I couldn't debate, Your Honor, on that.
I think, in fact, that that's the point of that.
It is
for many people.
some of the point for some people, yes, Judge. But, Your Honor,
And considering your recommendation in the past on this case, I assume, and not that this is supposed to be your job, don't be supposed to orient, but that I think is probably what you want.
it would absolutely be what I want. I make no
But the point
bones
is, I
about
have
it.
made it clear that I think Ms. Medeiros needs to serve a sentence.
And Judge, she is
Not
going
be
to.
released on electronic.
It would be total speculation on my part and on anyone's part to say she's going to be released on electronic monitoring. That is not what I was told by the Deputy Superintendent. That is not in any way, shape, or form a plan which I have put in place here. What I am hoping the court will do, because frankly, Judge, if she accepts this disposition today and is taken into custody, one, I've already made arrangements for the Hague to issue from warrants to secure the presence tomorrow. But it would work no harm at all, none at all, to allow this case to be a secondary sentence and just afford her a place, given the history, a more safe and secure facility in Salisbury than the Framingham State Prison would offer this young woman, given her medical and psychological history. She's going to be sentenced. She's going to serve her sentence, and it's not going to lessen the impact of it in any way, shape, or form. It is a incarcerated sentence in a secure facility.
Judge, as far as, I believe, I have discussion in the sheriff's office, but the Commonwealth does wish to end this case today. After the plea of the case, the Hague are being issued in warrant for tomorrow. All those have been in place for a very long process.
The other, I guess, the factual, this is the case from which everything else flows in the other charges. This is chronologically first and factually. And for that reason, this is the case that drives this case.
It is the incident that happened first in time. I would not dispute the court on that. I'm frankly asking for the mercy of the court in this circumstance with respect to the place of incarceration for a young woman with absolutely no prior criminal record, who had amazing family support, who today the government is going to agree that the speeding charge should be dismissed. There was no speed involved in this. In fact, the accident reconstruction report posted the speed at 31.2 miles per hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. It is simply the act of not having made known her name and other identifying information after the fact, which we are tendering. Or stop. Or stop, absolutely.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm sorry to switch your witnesses. I will call this at 2 o'clock. I'm going to look into the program. I'm sorry, but I think it's fair to everyone that I get more information about the program, and I'll do that with you at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Basically, a program for people with a substance abuse problem. Even the people who are on the 14-day, 14 on this extended electronic monitoring. So, while I certainly appreciate the reasons that you want to do this program, I'm not inclined to continue. I spoke to them there. Even if I were to stay a sentence, I can't take it. That we have to continue to stay in order for her to be consistent. And I will say, again, while I understand the rationale behind the request, in fact, she is not someone who is appropriate.
Discussions with the Deputy Superintendent of Murtaugh, I explained the circumstances and went through specifically the fact there was not a substance abuse problem. Specifically, because I read that too. And she told me that
She's not into it.
she's not in. I called after I left the courtroom. She's not back until Wednesday. But I can report to the court as an officer of the court unequivocally. She told me that my client was a good candidate for that program. So I did it in response to her telling me that should the Essex County case try to repeat precisely what she told me. She told me if this court sentenced her first, it will not...
They can't take her if this court sentences her first. We're very clear with you about that.
That is not precisely what she told me. She told me she needed to get then layered permission of her supervisors, but that it would simply be an easier matter if the Essex County case was the lead case.
I understand. I'm not going to get into this case today. There's two sides to every case, and the equities to me at the point fall down the side of resolving this case or picking a trial date.
Can we approach sidebar? Sure.
Yes, okay.
With me as your counsel, and therefore I am going to ask the court for this time so that I may have an evaluation performed to determine what the present mental functioning is and whether she's capable of assisting me in her defense and understanding the nature and the consequences of the choice that she has before her, whether to elect a trial or tender a change of plea.
The Commonwealth is objecting to that request. The Commonwealth would seek a trial date in this matter. The matter has gone on long enough. The mother is present. The victim was present this morning. They do wish a resolution of this matter. To be frank, they're quite frustrated at this point with the system, this case in general. So we will be objecting and also be addressing the reasons as they are.
Well, I do feel compelled to allow the request. I share understanding that is the frustration of thank you. Threat that we have to deal with. June 27th, 2 o'clock, my attention. I don't want to hear on the 27th request another.
I understand that, Judge, and I don't anticipate making that request. I'm going to use all possible haste to get this done.
Status of the
Disposition.
matter is continued out of June 27th. Disposition of this section, attention, the same terms.